You may or may not have realized, but your body has been bracing for impact your entire life. Not dramatically, not obviously, just this low grade, constant tension that sits in your shoulders, your jaw, maybe your stomach, the kind you don't even notice anymore because it's just been there so long, it feels like part of you. You've been holding yourself ready, ready for criticism, ready for the disappointment, ready to shift, adjust, manage everyone else's comfort the second something feels off. And then one day, it just stops. Not because you did anything right necessarily, not because you finally figured out how to relax, but because your nervous system realized, oh, the threat isn't coming. It never was. And the unfamiliar sensation that rushes in, that's not relief. That's your body learning it doesn't have to be ready anymore. I'm Sandy Bartlett, Shamanic practitioner for second spring women who are ready to stop people pleasing and reclaim their lives. And today we're talking about what your body does when it finally stops bracing for impact and why people pleasing lives in your nervous system, not your head. So, what is bracing? And why do people pleasers always stay ready? Well, bracing is what happens when your nervous system gets stuck in survival mode from years of people pleasing. And it's not just physical tension, it's energetic armor you built to stay safe. It's your body constantly scanning for what might go wrong, what might need managing, who might need you to shift. And let me look at my notes and give you some examples. It could be your chest tightens or your shoulders kind of live up at your ears because you're just always on edge. Or your jaw is always clenched, your body, your muscles, your breath, you're holding your breath. And it's just that rigid, contracted feeling. Your jaw is doing work you didn't ask it to do. Or you're breathing from the top third of your lungs instead of from deep down in your lungs. Your body might feel like a fist that just won't unclench. Or you're holding your breath, waiting for the other shoe to drop, always waiting for something to happen. Your muscles are always on standby, ready to react or defend or manage. And what's happening is that your body thinks safety equals control, so it stays tight. Tension might have become your early warning system. You're just perpetually ready, not ever really resting. Your nervous system never got the memo that the threat is over. So, let me get back to my notes here. Um, when you're always bracing, you don't notice the tension. It just becomes a part of you. You notice the absence of it, and that feels wrong. This, my friends, is what energy clearing looks like in real time. Your nervous system finally realizes it doesn't need to stay in fight or flight anymore. The people-pleasing pattern has been holding you in constant readiness, monitoring, managing, adjusting. It's not a mind shift. It's an energetic release, and your body is the one who knows when it's safe to let go. So tell me, can you feel where you're still bracing in your body right now? Drop a comment and tell me where you hold it. I read every single one of them. For me, there was, and I know I've shared this before, multiple times probably, but a good example for me is there was twice in my first marriage where my husband told me he was no longer attracted to me because I had gained weight. And of course, the self-esteem goes right out the door. But what happens is there's just this constant thought process and worry, for lack of a better description, of like eating, around food, around how you look. And I remember telling him and thinking at the same time, I'm still the same person on the inside. If all you care about is the physical part, what about who I truly am? But as a result of that, my body became a constant source of vigilance, the constant bracing. And it wasn't about the weight, it was more about monitoring myself constantly to stay worthy of love. The people pleasing pattern in me said, if I can just manage this one thing, then I'll be safe. I'll be acceptable. I'll be lovable. So as a result, every bite that I took, every mirror that I passed, every moment was about asking myself, am I safe yet? Am I acceptable now? And it wasn't, I'll be honest with you, it wasn't just those words from him. I had experiences in workplaces, bosses that would make a comment about the looks or expect you to look a certain way. And we buy into all of this because we want to be accepted. We want to be loved. And we don't even realize that that tension that's living in our body has to be managed to be loved. We don't even realize we're doing it sometimes. And I'll tell you, it's not insecurity, even though it may feel like that. What it is, it's our body holding trauma that we couldn't process at the time. Now, I will share with you, I have processed some of that trauma, and I continue to, because trauma, even though you process it, it can still pop up in certain situations, and you just keep peeling back more and more of those layers as you continue to process. If you're starting to notice how much energy you've been spending just staying ready, ready to manage, ready to adjust, ready to keep everyone else comfortable, you're not imagining it. This is energy clearing work. Releasing the vigilance your body's been holding from years of people pleasing so your nervous system can finally soften. As a shamanic practitioner, I offer one-to-one sessions for women who are ready to stop bracing and let their bodies remember what safety actually feels like. If that's what you need right now, the link to book a session is in the description. So, what happens when the bracing stops? And sometimes, even when it stops, it doesn't feel like peace. The absence of tension doesn't feel like peace at first. It feels like a free fall. Your system doesn't know what to do when it's not preparing for the next criticism, the next rejection, the next moment you'll need to prove your worth. That unfamiliar softness in your body feels vulnerable. Sometimes it might even feel dangerous. Because if you're not bracing, who's keeping you safe? If you're not monitoring everyone else's comfort, what happens? This is your nervous system recalibrating. It takes time for your body to trust that the people pleasing pattern doesn't have to run anymore. So tell me, has this ever happened to you? That moment when the tension drops and it feels wrong? Love to hear about it in the comments. So here's the realization. You were never keeping yourself safe by bracing. You were just staying ready for a threat that never actually required that level of vigilance. The people-pleasing promise was a lie, which that lie is manage everyone else's comfort and you'll be safe. But you were never actually controlling the outcome. When the body stops bracing, it's not giving up. It's finally trusting that it doesn't need to be in constant preparation mode. That softness isn't weakness. It's your nervous system realizing, I don't have to do this anymore. And that's the beginning of actually being in your body instead of managing it. This is what reclaiming your energy truly feels like. If this is landing for you, drop a comment below. I read every single one. The unfamiliarity isn't failure. It's your body finally learning it doesn't have to stay ready. I'll see you next time.